So I just hit 500 subs not too long ago.
Yay!
And it's my birthday.
Happy birthday!
I need to quit getting old. So the Rising Freedom Gundam is an interesting update for Kira Yamato to pilot after the Strike Freedom. But after I saw Seed Freedom with one of my friends not too long ago, and when I saw the high grade on the shelf, I said to myself, sure, and the box itself is gorgeous. Stylistic yet inviting, and visually eye-catching at the same time. Though given how many runners were in this kit, the top lid could have easily been a little thicker, but it's nothing to brag about really. And this is one of the few current kits to introduce the Seed Action System! Spoiler alert, it's supposed to make it pose like a motherfucker. Out of the box and after being fully assembled, I custom painted the blue plastic with a Gundam marker, GM182 specifically. I was going to mix paints to give it more of a movie-accurate color scheme, but I'll admit that mixing model paints is out of my league at the moment, and the process was absolute hell for me, even when trying to not make the mixed paint dry up on me. So I took an easier route to de-stress myself, but the sealer I used made things worse and sloppy in some areas. So this is probably going to be the last kit I'll use the Rust-Oleum Gloss Clear on. Apologies about the Rust-Oleum imperfections. I know Gunpla is a form of art, and with any art piece you're gonna go through a whole series of trial and error than watching a half-baked Netflix project, but I like the time management skills and patience to get any piece done in one day, so I said fuck it, and just did what I could. And whatever your consensus are on the Seed era in general, the mobile suits are some of the best designed in the franchise's history. And my favorite design and color scheme, bar none, is the Infinite Justice. I'll give you 2 seconds to guess why. For this one, the only thing that I would change on the overall design would be the length of the thrusters. To me, they just look like a bunch of blown up bits of buttfuckery. I have no idea why I summoned Matt Berry. Moving on to me being me. May I approach the bitch? As for the white on the wings, I used a thin oil paint pen that barely worked, but it got the job done after applying a few layers on it. Just like the layers of an ogre, people have complained about the stickers and the inaccurate color scheme right out of the box, so I did my best to paint things rather than just let it be out of the box and fully assembled. Mostly. But putting the details and the painting nightmares aside, the head rotates 360, but the shape of the head and the collar adds some level of hindrance. The head can also look up and down as well as side to side, and the neck pivots if you want more up and down range. Without the wing pack, the arms rotate 360 as well, and are on a ball joint by the shoulder, and they have a forward butterfly joint but not a back one unfortunately. The arms also go in and out, double bend at the elbow, rotate 360 at the bicep, and are ball jointed at the hands. There's also a little bit of an ab crunch as well as a 360 rotation at the waist. The legs can go forward but not back unfortunately, though the thigh joint literally slides down to allow for a little bit more range, or extra height for those who complained about the proportions. The legs go in and out, but not a whole lot due to the railguns being in the way on the sides, but you can rotate them back and pull down said thigh joint for extra range. The knees are double jointed, the legs can rotate at the thigh, and the ankles have a plethora of ball joints and pivots, including the ankle guards. The toes bend downwards, but the ankle tilt, impressive. Like, wow. It's not as I'll be right back. It's not as superposable like the real grade God Gundam, but for a high grade kit, this is still fascinating. As for accessories, if we grab the backpack again, you can also spread the wings open and pivot them in a multitude of ways, complete with the impulse guns that go over the shoulders for extra firepower. Though with the wingspan on, getting the perfect pose is a bit finicky, or at least it is to me. You also get a beam rifle, a shield, boomerang, a beam shield, 2 beam sabers you can combine Darth Maul style, some beam effect parts for the sabers and boomerang respectively, an adapter for one mode that we will get to, and 1 splayed open hand. But for some reason, not 2. Like, what gives, Bandai? For functionality, you can attach each beam saber hilt to the side of the skirt armor, which really makes them secure after adding that sealer that I mentioned. And to attach the beam shield, all you have to do is remove this red plate on the forearm, attach the effect part, and reattach the plate. And boom, complete. And the translucent plastic on this is absolutely beautiful. Even more so than the magenta pieces included here. Hello everyone, Jake of the future here, and before I forget, you get to open these two sections from the shield boomerang, and you can also attach the beam effect parts onto each wing, like so. And then finally, for the piece of resistance, boom, you get a bird. Okay, it's not really a bird, but it kind of looks like one. And now for the final part of this kit, Kira, transform, and Gary roll out! To transform the mobile suit into the Ma form, hinge the head backwards like so, then flip the nose of the Ma form over the head, but please be careful when swinging it over the V fins. Then after that's done, flip out the two fins on the nose. Rotate the mobile suit around and make sure that the two funnels, or whatever they're called, are hinged backwards, like so. Flip up the fins on the back of the calves. Next, you flip the feet down like so. Then we grab the adapter piece and shove it in the Gundam seat. Why the fuck did I just say that? Grab the shield boomerang and slide the red sections open. Grab the beam rifle and rotate the magazine to the side. Then combine the two and attach it on the adapter. And that's it. It doesn't look convincing to me, to be completely honest. Transforming Gundams have always been a fascination to me ever since I got into this series, but I feel that since I'm more familiar with Transformers having cleaner transformations in comparison, it doesn't feel well executed in this case, even if it's movie accurate. I mean, the arms and to some extent the legs are just resting there as robot kibble. I don't know, it could have been more convincing is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, for size comparison, here's the high-grade Infinite Justice, high-grade Strike Freedom, real-grade Ale Strike Rouge, master-grade SD Barbs, Decade, Optimus, and Lio Convoy. And Decade again. Overall, stress from the paint aside, it's not a bad kit overall. It's just questionable in some areas. I mean, on one hand, I love the articulation and how dynamic you can make some of the poses, and the design looks mostly perfect as per usual with other C designs. But on the other hand, I do question some of the creative decisions between some of the accessories, the lid on the box being shorter than usual, and the transformation itself being something. I'd only recommend this kit to the hardcore Seed fans personally, though for those who want a more accurate color scheme out of the box, I'd skip on it. But that's all I got for today. Now if you'll excuse me, I got some more projects to work on. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. Zana.